NGL link in my bio somewhere. I forgot. So right now I can't think about when I did that. And then I woke up one day with like 6 or 7 NGL links. So I'm like, but it's okay. I'm just gonna try to like see what they're about. It's so random. I didn't make a prompt or anything. I just want to see. I just want to see. Hold on, calm down. Sit. It's like. Did I just spray myself? Anyway. The first question that I see is, would I say yes if someone asked me out? It's so vague. The question is so vague. I'm like, what do you mean? I'm serious. No, that really is like a vague question. So like, I would say yes if I wanted to go out with them. And if I could see myself being with them, like them on their own, like if I was looking at a stock version or like someone's character in the world, not just like when people are looking, but like them plus integrity, not any illusions cast over them or the mask that they put on or anything. It would be like yes to that person that I could see myself being with. Not anybody that I would look good with, not anybody that wants to be with me, and not anybody that I want to be with and they don't want to be with me. Oh. Like, I'm not just gonna just go out with anybody or go out with somebody because they can help me out in life, or like I'm not gonna just go out with somebody just because I want to look like I have someone. Like, there would be no point in being with them because there's no real backing. Okay. The next one was asking the last girl I texted, and I think it was like either an old best friend, like I guess you could say texting back and forth, because there's been people, women and girls that have texted me like for things, but texting back and forth, I guess right quick, probably like an old friend, or like if we were having like a conversation, not like we had to text just to communicate something, or it was not like a check-in, it was like that type of conversation. It was quick, but it was like that type of thing. And when I say old best friend, I don't mean like we're not friends anymore. It's just like, you know, life kind of gets a little wonky. You start distancing yourself from everything that kind of reminds you of like the past. If it's in an environment that's kind of, you know, wild to your memory, but you know, I think I can say that the last person I texted was like an old best friend, or like, I don't know. I don't even be texting people for like, you know, like the way I used to. I text to get a communication done. Lately, I've been just focusing on like healing. And healing doesn't mean, oh, something's always happening, or oh, something happened, or like she's never satisfied. I'm just on this journey that has me being the person I want to be, or like trying to like purge out old habits that were really bad, like at least to the degree I used to do things or need things, or like feel ways that I used to feel like it's not tipping over the edge anymore, or like I'm not feeling like I need, you know, to heal from crud. Like I've had that time recently, like the past couple of like months, like I've been able to like heal from major things, like deeper issues from, like, I would say home life, and then smaller things like relationships or like jobs and stress and, like, you know. So what I'm up to today is pretty much what I've been doing, which is taking care of myself. And then I don't know, I've been trying to have fun and rest too, because I don't want it to seem like all I want to do is work or all I want to do is lay down. That's not true. So lately I've been on my YouTube grind because I'm trying to take advantage of, like, my resources that I have currently. It's not, like, permanent, my setup right now, but it's giving go, like. So, I don't know. I had a couple of friends, like, during school days. Like, when I was younger, I had a couple of friends that I picked myself, or I would say, like, those were, like, choice friends. Like, it wasn't friends of friends, basically. So, I haven't really went out of my way to make my own friends, apart from, like, people that I knew from school days, or people that were, like, friends with, like, a relative or relatives or anything, or even just, like, you know, people that might want to get to know me. I haven't really gone out of my way to make, like, friends. And then any long-term friends that I used to have, I haven't really talked to them like how I used to, obviously, because between then and now, I don't really feel like, you know, the same person. Like, I feel like I'm still me, and I'm always gonna be me. I've always been me, but I feel like I've evolved with how I think of things and how I handle things. Like, I'm not perfect. I'm not an angel. I'm not, like, sitting here preaching. I'm literally just saying, like, I feel like people outgrow their environment or, like, people. And I wouldn't know if they've outgrown their old ways or anything, or, like, I do hope that they're okay. Like, any old friends that I had, like, that are just out there. Like, if anything comes up, or if anybody pops up, I'm not turning them away. I'm just sometimes a little triggered from the past and how I'm trying to get away from it and just be on some clean slate stuff, like make new choices and new friends and new habits and stuff. I'm not saying F the past and F anything I've ever done or anybody I've ever known, but, like, I just don't go out of my way to talk to people that I used to know, just because I don't know if they're still, like, you know, gonna remind me of things from, like, 8 to 10 years ago or even last year, or even a year or 2 or 3 ago. So that part. And this last question, I got that one like months ago, but I don't think I ever really answered it because I didn't want anybody to look at me like this is all I am. But I guess people are gonna choose how they look at people and what they think of people. So it's asking if I ever cheated, and it said no lying, as if I would lie. But I think technically, yeah, I have, for real. But I wouldn't call it cheating the way traditional cheating is viewed, only because the person that I guess cheated on was not really only talking to me like romantically. Like, yes, I had the title as their girlfriend, but like they used to just emotionally cheat, basically. Like, I basically felt like their physical placeholder, and then they used to give this impression of like being into everything but me. Like, I'm talking like type of woman and everything that they are attracted to and everything. So maybe I was young and sensitive, and I had a lot of insecurities on top of them being that way. But I wouldn't say I was like the villain for real, and they weren't the villain either. But there's this saying like, once a cheater, always a cheater. I don't believe in that. I feel like people's behavior, people can apologize for something and change behavior, and I believe in that. I don't really believe like once a cheater, always a cheater. So I feel like people be going through different things at different times in their life, and fear weighs heavier on people during more hectic times. So it's like a cloud. Clouds pass. So if we're in this season and oh my God, it's rainy season in a particular relationship, and you see that you have a huge challenge, which I will call this cloud the challenge of, I guess you could say temptation, or like paranoia, because if, let's say at 18 years old or 19 years old, I was not taking care of myself the way I take care of myself now, or I wasn't aware of the world and the new perception that I have, following like my mother's death and all types of like real life situations that made life become more serious and hard. And I had to start thinking more long term about stuff and not be an average 20 to 24-year-old. Really getting things off the ground like I want to. Like, it was just, this sort of thing. But I feel like if somebody cheated before, even like men that tend to cheat like physically, or like even emotionally, or just they cheat and do those types of things, they really cheat themselves first in life. They're probably not honest with themselves. They probably don't like themselves. They probably don't feel like they're worth having one really good thing, so they make sure that they're gonna have something, if nothing. And that applies to women too, but I've noticed it's like a fear that a lot of men have. And I don't know, I guess the way you learn about a significant other can really determine your trust in a relationship. Like, if you feel like you and your mom don't have a good relationship, you're gonna look at women like how you view your mom. If you don't have a good relationship with your dad, or if y'all are distant, you're gonna have that emotional distance or not so great relationship with your partners. So it's like, I'm saying all that to say, cheating is determined by the, I guess, relationship. Like, it's not that person is a cheater. It's based off of like the dynamic going on. So if one or both people change, that isn't, that cheating thing doesn't define them as a person. It's just that person that they were with, it wasn't that the right one, or they just don't know how to be committed in a relationship, or they just, need to be honest. So I feel like there's a lot of people in this world that don't know what they want for real, and they don't even mean to be a cheater. If they are, whether it's emotional or physical, they just going through a lot. And somebody's past does not define them. Like, even outside of cheating, like, let's say somebody did corn one time, twice with the wrong person, and that shit blows up. Everybody looks at them now like that's all they are. Or they go online and they sign up for catching predators, and then they end up doing that for like 10 years and people only know them as that. Or you do YouTube and then you one day want to do music, or you do music and one day you want to do YouTube, and then people only want to look at you like you're that. Like, things change, people change, like times change. The clock doesn't change, but like, you know, honestly, that relationship that I cheated in, for real, it was pretty much the end of that relationship. Like, I wouldn't sit and be in a nice, loving, committed relationship where like we're like communicative and trusting of each other and actually get along and respect one another simultaneously, all together, and we're both attracted to each other physically, and we wouldn't pull that comparing shit or lying shit, and we're on the same page. I wouldn't cheat on that person because there's no reason. I don't feel like they're mistreating me or not thinking I'm enough, and they're not thinking they're not enough. And honestly, if I ever ended up in a relationship that was just unhealthy or toxic, I would not cheat on them. I would just leave. Like, I would just break up with them properly, because that shit is whack. But yeah, just because somebody works at Pizza Hut for 6 months doesn't mean they're just a cashier for the rest of their life. Or just because somebody fails a math class one semester, that doesn't mean that they're an idiot everywhere in life. Or just because somebody buys iPhone doesn't mean that they're never gonna have an Android. It just means that's happened. If it keeps happening, then you can call somebody that. But even then, you have to understand why somebody's doing something, period. And you have to have grace and clarity, you know. And communication is not just talking and listening, it's comprehending and not misinterpreting purposely, or misconstruing, or running with info and holding things over somebody because it fits a specific narrative. It's just like a little wild. But we move on. We live on in life. We do.